Welcome to today's episode of She Talks. I am your host, Joy Coyote. Have you ever scrolled through social media feed and wondered what is real or a carefully created facade? Have you ever wondered what's going on behind social media influencers' life? Is it real life? Is it branding? Is it just packaging? And that is the reason why today we have a social media influencer in the studio with us. And today we are going to uncover fake life, the life behind social media influencers. We're talking about social media scam. We talk about love, clout, and their dirty secrets, and also the positive side of being a social media influencer. And today we have a creative host, a content creator, and a copywriter. And we've got the Lakwa Classic in the building.
Yay!
Welcome, the Lakwa Classic.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And also, guys, we have our returning guest. She's a fashion designer, a makeup artist, a presenter, and a content creator. Please give it up for Juby.
Hi guys,
Hi, Juby. How you doing?
I'm fine.
You're
How
looking
are you?
so fine. Your hair is beautiful. If I've not told you, your hair is so fine. It just gives you this Barbie dollish.
Thank you, babies.
Okay, guys. I think the first thing we should ask, Dolakwa, I'd like to ask you, who is
Okay.
a social media influencer? Let's ask that first.
A social media influencer. Some people don't like the term
Tag bar.
influencer. Yeah, to begin with, you understand. And influencing comes in different, dimensions. The basic fact about influencing is, your ability, your charisma, the way you carry
Yes.
yourself on the internet, how you command profile, and the natural love people have for you. And particularly, an influencer really is someone who can, make you put hands in your pocket or open your wallet and, purchase a good.
Actually,
Or
because of that person.
anyone can be an influencer,
Okay.
the rich, the poor, middle class, anyone can be an influencer. It just, depends on how well you have impacted, in the lives of people.
So, seeing that you said anyone can be an influencer, is there a criteria for being an influencer? Because I cannot just come on stage now and say I'm social media influencer. Is there a criteria? Is there supposed to be a specific maybe likes and followers that you have to get to be an influencer?
Yes, being an influencer comes with, different factors as well.
Okay.
Yeah, your followers matters, your engagement matters. Sometimes on our platforms,
Yeah.
we have accounts or we have profiles, though they call themselves influencers, and you basically cannot see what they
What are you
influence.
influencing?
Yeah. And some of them have this followers, insane number of followers, and their followers are not as effective as, what they stand for,
Yeah.
or, so.
Or they are even fake followers.
Yeah, people buy all of these things. We have people that want to make or, use the shortcut method to achieve so many goals. And
Yeah.
and there is no way you can achieve all of those goals without, doing the work.
Yeah.
You have to, walk the walk before you can become an influencer.
Okay.
You need to know what you are doing. You need to understand your niche. Yeah, you need to understand your audience, what you think you can do,
Yeah.
that helps your charisma, that helps your courage, that helps your confidence. So the number one thing you should have as an influencer, or the number one basic orientation you should have, is your confidence. Because I believe with your confidence
Yeah.
you can stand on anywhere, you can face anyone, you can speak anywhere, publicly, privately, you can interact. So before you can become an influencer, you need to have a confidence in yourself.
Okay.
So once you have that confidence in yourself,
Yes. Every other thing follows.
you're good to go.
Okay, thank you very much for that
You're
basics.
welcome.
Jimmy, do you think social media influencers live fake life, or you feel it's just branding and packaging?
Depends actually. Some live fake life
Okay.
and some are just trying to like brand and package their thing. Let me just say normally everybody package, everybody try
Yes.
to brand because the way you put your thing out, the way you put your business out is the way people are
People
going
even
to take it
perceive
and
you,
see
yes.
it. So it's very normal for people to package. But when we talk about fake life, some people do things that they don't have the power to do in reality, but they just want to do it based on the fact that they want to be on top, they want to belong, they want people to
Yeah.
see them differently.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, it's has a lot of effects. You spend money because there's no how you're going to live fake life without spending money.
True.
So you tend to spend money, and some of them could not even cope with it any longer because
Actually.
you can't live up with what you've set for yourself. And some other people end up being in trouble for it
Yes.
because obviously imagine you living fake life collecting money from people and you were unable to deliver what was
Yeah.
expected of you, and at the end of the day you tend to get dragged online, you enter trouble, debt and all of that. So I'll just put it that way.
Okay. So let's say I'm pulling up for a gig and I don't have a car, but I decide to borrow my friend's G-Wagon to get to that gig. Is it fake life or branded?
Okay. Let me say it this way. Depends on the gig and also why G-Wagon.
G-Wagon
Okay,
is...
let me tell you something. Thank God, like, life is easy right now.
Yes.
We can book Uber, book Bolt, and all of that. So it does not matter the type of car you. I know people try to like look you based
Yeah,
on
some
what you're
people
wearing
judge
and
you.
what you carry. People will
Yes.
judge you based on that. But sometimes you just need to be real. Like what he said, you need to be very confident. It's not about what you wear or what you ride. It's about what you can give how to people, what you can showcase. So I'm not saying if you're going for a gig and it requires you to, probably rent a car or book an Uber.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should not do that. You should if you have the power to. But if you feel like, oh, you need to now rent G Wagon because of what if you cannot even, you don't know how much they're renting G Wagon now. That money to rent G Wagon, you can actually use it to book Uber and you still have change with you. That
Okay.
does not mean, okay, maybe they're going to look down. And if they even look down, you just try to like, prove yourself to them that you can do this thing and it will work for you. You don't have to go extra to convince people.
Though I've heard of many scenarios, even Nedu Wazobia, he has said there are different times that he wanted to get a particular gig, but when he just pulled up with his legs or say Uber, say they know they look him. But he has noticed that whenever he borrows his
car.
yes. So once he gets there, that the respect, first of all, that they would even go as far as following him to the car park to want to confirm, like,
The
okay, which
type of
car
car
this
he
person
rides.
carry come. Then he noticed that once they see it, and okay, fine, they are calling him in the next few days, like, guy, you have gotten the gig. So do you even feel like people are also the ones putting pressure on these so-called social media influencers?
This gig of a thing, it comes in different forms. You know, sometimes, and I understand people. I tend to understand what she's trying to say, which is basically, the fact, because I love basic principles, because all of my lives have been, basic, because I love simple things,
Yeah.
when you can comprehend things as quick and as easy as anything. But, there are some gigs. Let me share a very
share.
quick experience with you. I have this friend, he's a digital marketer.
Okay.
And he's a very good friend of mine, a colleague as well. So I introduced him to a client. I've actually worked, for the client, and the person happens to be,
Do we say a big
but I
name?
say, no, a mother to, a popular figure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who was actually, one of the ex Big Brother Brian,
all right.
particularly. So I took my friend to, meet with his mom, and because his mom happens to be his, manager. So, we went there. Like a normal human, you understand? The fact that my friend even has his own personal car and stuff,
Okay.
we didn't go with his car.
You guys went with it.
We went through Uber. When we met, actually,
Yeah.
she brought out, a very good, enticing gig for my friend, because they want to run TSPs, promotion, and,
Okay.
all of those things. And I know my friend very well, he's a guru, when it comes to digital
Yeah.
marketing world. And we sat down and we had this very short discussion. He gave her his bill. Okay, this is my service charge. And she was like, she did not agree agree with the price. After we were done with the conversation and all, it didn't work out fine. Like, just to cut the long story short, it didn't work out fine. And then when they left, my friend was like, Dolapo, that price I gave to, Ryan's mom.
Yeah.
If I had actually, wanted to lie about my job or about my experiences, I would have dropped my price and probably maybe would have signed a deal. And, at the end of the day, when we sign a deal, you are expecting 100% result from me. You understand? Whereas I gave you a cheap price that will not give you that 100%, the result you are expecting.
Yes.
He told me that I didn't mean he had come, because when my friend speaks, he speaks so well and, fluently. What he has in his head is more than what you can even, project him to be at. She was shocked, like, how can someone, give me this prize, you understand? And whereas it's the truth. So, my friend told me, Dolako, this is one of the reasons why, sometimes you need to package yourself for these people.
Because I was going to get there.
If he
had come up looking like a
Extra.
snack, and he had mentioned that
Exactly.
price. I feel like even herself would be like, she's already expecting that high price.
Yes.
But you see somebody coming from Uber, and the person is not mentioning.
I think this whole thing is about Nigeria and African mentality in general. Because even if you see the white people, like, let's talk about the richest people now. They're always very simple with their dressing, with the way
Their
they
lifestyle.
think, and the way they talk. But let's come to Africans, Nigeria especially.
Yes.
If you're let's talk about fashion industry now. If you're going out for a gig, you need to wear all this bling, this shine,
Yes,
something that will
now.
make you look big. That's what will actually make your client feel like, oh, she can do it. But imagine you wearing just two-piece, probably around neck.
So you're
and
a simple
trouser.
man.
They'll just look at you and say, are you sure you can do this?
You can
thing?
only wear that round neck and short if you are coming in a car that is making a statement.
So-
Even if you're coming in a car, you still need to wear something extra, because they feel like it's only when you wear something extra you can do their job very well. If you wear something simple, they'll still ask you, and especially when you now give them price, like you were saying, if you
Yes.
give them high price, they'll look at you like, oh, so you want to put all your family problems inside this.
That's it.
So that's just how it is in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But you think, the thing about profiling, that's just, basically profiling. I've never been a fan of, profiling because, sometimes I appear at a location, unexpectedly. There are some impromptu, appearance. That
Yes.
I've never been a fan of, profiling, but, there are some times that
You just
you
you
have to. So,
Yeah.
at a point in time, we learn, the more we grow into the hustle, the experiences count and all of these things.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I'm still in a very good, and sweet relationship with all of my clients, including,
nice.
Brian and his
Beautiful.
management.
All right, so before we go to feminism and gender war, let me just ask you people this straight question. Have you guys ever faked anything online before to appear a certain way? Have you ever? Be honest here.
Anybody can fake.
But have you ever faked that you remember that this one I faked it or just because of what I want to get?
Now, are we talking about creatives or just a normal random
I'm asking you
person?
now.
Me
I'm
as a
asking you, I'm asking
creative.
Jimmy too,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, as a media personality, I don't think I've actually faked anything. I appear. You saw
way
me
you are.
today now.
Yes.
Look at me now. Like, I don't think I need to fake.
Okay.
Anything
the way
for the
you look
world to
online.
see. This is the Lapo Classic. I don't know. Maybe when I'm successful,
Yeah.
there is a particular way I would love to, appear. But me, we say I see the also say you get. So I should
Yeah.
not, I don't even encourage, fake life, because a fake life is really a stressful life. I will not lie to
And
you.
it's expensive.
Very, very
But these people
expensive.
faking it, I'm making it. So
Yeah, I'm making it.
I
still-
don't say it upside down, but
Yeah, I'm
Not
still
all of
coming.
them are making it
I'm still coming
actually.
to that. I'm still coming to that.
Not
You see,
all of them are making
when you fake your
Yes.
existence, and probably maybe you're lucky to get away with it,
or you get something
became
beautiful out of it.
successful with it. There is more to that faking. Yes, I mean there is. I feel there is another backup plan, somewhere. So when they appear to us, publicly, uh, people fake character. People fake, materials.
Yes, now.
People fake a lot of
People
things.
borrow
You
clothes,
understand?
yeah.
So they do unspeakable things behind the camera, and they come to the public and fake their appearance, and
But if it
so
is giving them what they want,
As it is, I feel like faking is just like an addiction. It's just better for you not to go into it. If you go into it, you cannot leave. Now, let me tell you something. You have a reason for faking, probably because you want to be in that level
yes.
with all these big people. Faking will always make you do things that you're not supposed to do, because it will get to a point, if you cannot sponsor it again, you can't go back. You
Yeah.
tend to, like, take some offers that is not, you yourself know it is not good. There was a time that they were talking about all these girls that go to Dubai to eat men shit. I'm very sure that most of them are just, they are in between the acts. They don't know if to go back or if to
Yes,
still move
yes.
forward. And at the end of the day, they end up being like, instead of me to now go back to that past life, I rather just do
Just
this
be
thing.
going forward.
And at the end of the day, it keeps affecting. Because tell me why. I think I read an article about one influencer then. She went to Dubai, and the person that introduced her just so that you just go with Arab men and all of that.
Yes.
You come back and start saying, oh, you work hard for your money and all of. When she got there, she realized that
It was a totally different thing
she was
entirely.
supposed to eat shit, and she said she cannot do it. And these Arab people, they actually they are used to this wild animal petting. So
Yeah.
the man brought out a snake that, oh, use that snake to threaten her that if you're not going to do this, I'm going to use this snake to bite you or something. She said she ended up doing it. I think it was when she got sick. That was when she now speak out to people that people should help and all of that. And I'm very sure that a whole lot of people, especially ladies, because all this, we know men fake also, but it is very, very rampant
Yes,
in all
our
these
gender.
women. Yeah, exactly. So now there are a lot of people that have done something like that or something worse. Let's talk about sugar daddy. We know sugar daddy is very, very common in Lagos and Abuja. Let's talk about sugar daddy thing now. For a normal person that start up this, let's say, fake life thing,
Yeah.
you start faking it. At the end of the day, you start getting small recognition. You want to do more.
Yes, now.
And now they introduce you to sugar daddy. You end up, sleeping with a lot of men. See, fake something just, I think. Okay. So fake life, and for ladies, fake life is actually very risky. It's a risky job. Let me just put it that way. It's a risky role, because prostitution, we know prostitutes are always people staying on the road seeking for customer. But you yourself having sugar daddy, going to Dubai to eat shit, there's no difference between you. Let me just say it's even way worse. It's just like an epidemic that spread through the
Yeah.
body, and it is so hard to live. It is so hard to exist. So that's just what I'm going to talk about with fake life.
Okay. Please, I want us to just even talk about feminism, because if we want to continue talking about fake life here,
We
we
will
might
not-
not leave.
that is
So I
it.
want us to talk
So-
about feminism and gender wars. So feminism now amongst ladies, our gender. Is it real empowerment in Nigeria, or just another way of making money or dissuading people that have happy lives? Let me ask you, Dolapo.
You see that feminism, man. The movement, the motive behind the
Yes.
movement in Nigeria, especially,
Especially on X again.
and on X. No, it's not just on X, but X is basically a community. So,
Yes.
hey, obviously, the talks will be more and more louder. On where you see a true feminist, they don't usually talk. They act, and when they act with a lot and enough, wisdom. Because I feel majority of Nigerian women, self-acclaimed, feminists, they don't really understand what feminism is really about. Me, I don't want to dive into all of these classrooms, subject matter, you get. But what they are preaching on that app is really
Yes.
not feminism. We just have a group of misandrists, we just have a group of opportunists, we just have a group of bitter women whom life or experiences have, shown in different dimension. But the truth is, we all have been through, a lot.
Yes.
And this, it's not only about feminism. We have, men, but
Yes, now we have
the
misogynists and the
topic,
rest too.
yeah,
Mhm.
the topic is about,
Feminism, women.
feminism. So we have, most of these women, majority of them, particularly the older ones,
Yes.
in their late 30s, the early 40s, the ones that they believe they cannot, probably maybe come across
A
a
man.
genuine man again. They gave up on love. And for instance, look at Ife.
Ife.
Yeah, this recent
Yeah, Ife.
this recent
Number one
trend.
feminist that just got
Exactly.
married. How?
You can imagine, these people, they know what they are doing. And the problem is not a problem for them. They understand the secrets.
Is the mumu that is following?
Following them.
They
Exactly.
understand how social media, works and how the netizens, operate.
Okay.
The secret behind, a feminist and a popular feminist, because once you're a feminist, I will not lie to you, you are almost lucky to be a very popular person. I will not lie to you, because once, a feminist like you hears that you're a feminist, automatically,
Become besties.
Okay, so they begin to build a community.
when the minds and the thoughts aligns, the crazy and all of this stupid mentality towards men, the hate towards men, you understand, recruiting the young girls, feeding them what is not, telling them lies about men. Probably maybe you could have been hurt by a man. Yeah, everyone gets their hearts broken.
Yeah.
Breakfast. Sure, you get. And some people have not, they are lucky enough.
Yeah,
One
some are
teach their
lucky.
breakfast. One they need je.
I
Exactly.
swear. Lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Yeah, it might be looking like so the feminism is just a total, wrong move and concept, from the Nigerian women.
Yeah,
for
Jimmy.
me.
I
You wanna
think
say
as it is, feminism is all about building self-confidence for a woman and, trying to build yourself, try to be able to stand for yourself
Equal
as a woman.
rights
That
for
is
all.
just
What a man can do, I
feminism
can
is
do.
all about. But when we talk about Nigerian feminism, it's about a group of sadists. Those pick me people, and at the end of the day, they were unable to be picked.
Oh wow.
And they're trying to turn their agony to war, to fight, to enmity. That's just the definition of Nigerian feminism. And I feel like as a feminist, you don't really have to come outside to say you're a feminist.
Okay.
People will see you and they'll be able to determine if you are a feminist or not.
Yeah.
Example is a lady, her name is Adefe on TikTok. I don't really know her IG name. She's this kind of person that she loves to empower youth, especially ladies.
Yes.
She's a motivational speaker.
Okay.
And she's just all for ladies,
All for ladies.
women.
Beautiful.
And she gives you tips on how to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have another lady. Everything about her content is about men are this, men are liars,
yeah.
men are scum. Do not love man. Do not do this. Do not do that. And both of them are claiming feminists.
So one is for the right cause.
And I just feel like, ladies, if you do not talk about man in your content, it will never go
Will it blow?
viral. So exactly. So taking a man as your enemy is just, I don't know. I really don't know the reason behind all of this. But I feel like a feminist is just supposed to be someone that can stand for herself,
Yeah.
stand for your fellow woman, and fight for equality. Though we know it can never be equal, but nevertheless, you stand for your rights. No, you try to hate on a man and even try to call people around to hate on men.
But
It's not really.
now, we cannot still totally blame the women because men are not making it easy to. Men like Shola, Agbajondo, and the rest of them on X, they are fueling this negative narrative about women too, saying women are this, don't do this to a woman, don't do this. So that's also what is now still propagating the whole propaganda of feminists too, that are saying they want to stand. So it's like men are hating women, women are hating
There are
men.
ways. There are ways.
So where do we stand?
There are ways in defending yourself as a woman, and there are ways in which you can defend women community. Instead of now making it a competition or a battle, you just have to make just one video,
Yeah.
and that is it. And you don't need to call people around just to create enmity. You can always stand for yourself. That's why I said feminism is about standing for
yes,
yourself.
yes, and
So
not-
and also we know that foolish people grow old also. So you cannot, if a man we know some men that are always like that try to talk down on women and
Yeah.
try to create this superiority on women. There are always men like that, and it will always be like that But it's not a must you try to like just make everything about them. There are ways in which you can ignore them, because obviously after social media there is reality. And all these men coming out to say women are this, women are that, they're always in arms of women inside, even typing and
Happy
tweeting.
homes.
So you don't have to like, listen to all of that and start creating
Yeah.
enmity. Just give them their response in a very direct, educative, and in this
Yeah.
intelligent way that will make people feel like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
Supposed to
No, you
be.
just talking nonsense and all in the name of feminism. Does not really make sense.
Dolapo, if there was no social media, do you think women would not be as bitter as they are? Supposed feminists would not be like this if there was no social media. Would it be any better?
Um, social media, you know, social media has actually added to a lot of growth, when it comes to,
Even awareness.
yeah, when it
Yes.
comes to, social, moral standards and, but if there was no social media, I feel we would, or we might have, less self-acclaimed, feminists. Yeah, like I said, social media is a form of game when you understand or when you know your onions well. You said you made mention of Shola
Yes.
and the likes,
Akbar, yeah.
John Doe, and I'm not their fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not one of their disciples.
But why do I feel like most men can say it outside that I'm not their fan? But when you go under their comments, you will see men. The
Yeah.
same men that say they are not their fans, so they are telling them, "Thank you, Agba. I have a question for you, sir. I
Yeah.
have this, I have that."
We have different people, you understand, and I will not say things that I know I'm not certain about. I know the likes of John Doe, Shola, and others, they speak the truth sometimes, yes, but many times I think they get it wrong. And where I feel they don't get it wrong is I know they know what they are doing, because they must have experienced horrible
Yeah.
things with women as
mostly
well,
speaking from
and that
experience.
might make them want to, or that might inspire that kind of content. The alpha male, I'm waiting that they call themselves.
Red pill
Sure, you
boys.
get alpha male and all of those. Sometimes when they speak, I feel like, what's this nonsense this one is saying? Particularly John Doe, that faceless. He is a faceless
That's
account.
even the annoying part.
And
Faceless,
that's
and he has so many people following him.
I have a principle. I mingle with friends, online. There is something about me and faceless account. When the first criteria of becoming an influencer, like you asked, I'm sorry, I'm just, trying to go back to. I said something about confidence. You don't have anything that describes your personality. You don't have anything that describes your lifestyle. And you're coming on the internet to tell me things that I need to believe. Even when you speak at times, I know you are just, they speak at times like they are kids just trying to experience love. And I just, I smile like, Kilomisha boys, this is not how to, advise the young men. You can advise them to be very courageous and, confident about themselves, not to let women,
Right
take
over
them
them.
for,
Yes.
it's the truth. But, when you advise your younger ones, you don't have to come all out and appear like you have a personal beef. You just have to be neutral. When you speak, you have to be neutral. And this is why I love Wizarab. We have people that might not like that guy. But I love him for the fact that, number one, he's confident. He posts his pictures. As a matter of fact, he's even the husband of all of these feminists, witches and all of them. And he's a friend to, this one of these main influencers,
Yeah.
alpha male. If you fuck up, Wizarab will tell you, you are stupid. This is not how a grown man reasons. And this is not how a reasonable woman should speak or think. I don't know, you might have your different perspective about it, but I feel he's the only influencer now that I feel is liberating the young, Nigerians, and not just liberating young men. He's liberating women as well. He go talk am to you as a man. He go talk am to you as a woman. Fling her away. There are sometimes he makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Obvious mistakes that when I even read his tweet, I feel like, okay, well, that's your human part. You cannot expect 100% from someone. Yeah, talk less of an influencer. Jesus Christ performed miracles. He healed the sick. People saw it with their faces, and At the end of it, they still crucified him. You understand? So I don't know about you or any other person about Wizara, but you see the Shola, the John Doe, and they have this group of, I don't know, I don't even know how to qualify them. So that's just my own think about some
All
of these
right.
influencers.
No problem. We will just be wrapping things up, so I'll just ask one or two questions. I want to talk about sex for influence. Is it a thing in the industry? Do you think people sleep their way to the top? You guys heard of stories like that? Do you
people
know anybody?
Me, I don't know
It's a
anybody.
safe
Oh.
platform. Call out names.
Me, I don't know anybody. Oh, but people they sleep with anything. Oh, men sleep with anything. Women sleep with anything. Men sleep with their
I
fellow
like the
men.
fact that you mentioned men first. So,
Just to get to the top.
Now, man, do and pass.
Ha.
But you cannot understand because it's a world, and it's the industry world now. So particularly the film, the glitz, the glamour, everything is
Yes.
solely industry. You are the powerful ones behind social media or industry at large. The ugly secret is men. If you hear what men they do for industry, you go fear, man. So I feel everybody sleeps with anybody, just to get to the top, to get money, to get fame, to trend.
Okay, Jimmy. Are you ready to call out names?
I don't have money for lawsuits. But nevertheless, I really don't have any name. But we know
Yes.
it is something very common that people sleep with. Don't let us even talk about influencing also. Let's talk about the normal basic one. Now in Nigeria, to just obtain a job or something now, they'll be telling you that you need to sleep with somebody. So talk less of even lecturers to
Yeah,
students.
even in school.
Before you can pass, they'll tell you need to sleep. I've been a victim of something like that before while I was in school, both my OND and degree. My lecturers were just after, you're a fine
can
girl now, come to
imagine.
my office, come to the hotel and all of that. But God so good I was able to like escape that thing. But we know a lot of people that will do it even without lecturer telling them. They'll be the ones to like carry
Yes.
themselves.
So-
And don't let us even talk about lecturer. Let's talk about the industry
Yes.
in general. Ladies to do that, like the church, like put themselves onto the person
Actually, to
just
get what
because
they
of
want.
exactly, and same as men. And to even think it is always all these men that will come outside and start, especially when they see successful women, they'll start saying, "Oh, she's a prostitute. She slept with this, slept with that."
But you,
but
girl-
men, it is just so crazy thinking that men sleep with their fellow men for something like this, and they're judging a woman that even has a vagina. Put porn in that part. That's a vagina. Talk less of you that you don't have anywhere to put, and yet they do something like that. So
Yeah.
it's actually very, very crazy.
All right, guys. So we've been talking about the negative sides to social media. So can you people at least mention two different positive impact that social media has had in our lives?
It has helped a lot of youths, discover themselves.
Okay.
We have some of them who are graduates and they haven't, found a means of job.
Actually, livelihood. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they get inspired when they go online, when they go on social media, when they see, their like minds.
Or it's even a platform to sell yourself, and then those other people can still find you.
It's a digital world.
Yes, it is.
So I feel whoever is not with us now might be lacking. Social media has done a lot, for people.
Yeah.
Creativity, knowledge, impact, so many beautiful things. The fact that it has its own
Negative sides.
negative sides.
True. Jimmy.
Okay, so let's talk about the positive side first. And I'm going to mention that feminism parts. Social media has actually makes, a lot of women stand up for themselves.
to be
We're
self-aware.
able to speak out.
Yes.
Before, when the social media thing was not really too rampant, there are some news that we are hearing now. It was not circulating back then, but it was happening
Actually,
back
like
then.
domestic
But
violence.
Exactly. So we are seeing things that we were unable to see before. Because there was a time when I told my mom something about this kidnapping of a thing that it's just too much these days. My mom was like, it has been like this. My mom even said it was like an ambush before. That whenever they are sending all these young girls to go and fetch water in the river, back then when she was young, that you just see men come outside from the bush, kidnap, like you start seeing dead body on you. That has always been like
Wow.
that. But the fact that there was no social media,
There was no platform to
there was
announce
no
that.
platform to announce that. So that was why it was looking as if it is new and rampant now. And also, I feel like social media has actually helped a lot of people based on what he said. like for jobs opportunities. We're able to like all this content. If you ask people what are you doing, I'm a content creator. What are you? Everybody's
Yeah.
a content creator. It is based on this social media thing. Like people that like people
And
like
it's
us now
the
that we graduated.
only, yeah, I'm sorry to cut you. I feel it's the only, sector. I mean, I'll put it under the industry, body
Yes.
working for Nigerian youths now,
Yeah,
because the country as a whole has
it's not
stopped.
They don't
encouraging.
even send us.
So that's just it. We are the ones that would help ourselves.
True.
But I'm very sorry. It's
No,
just
so-
it's just
yeah,
unfortunate that
even
even
to think that people that are working under governments now, government
yes.
officials now have their own accounts making content for
So
money
what
because
I'm
everybody
saying,
wants to be a content. They know there's
Yeah.
money here, and it gives a lot of opportunity. You tend to have the
exactly.
fame, you tend to have connection, you still tend to have money.
Mm,
So it's like three in one, or
Yeah.
it's just that much.
yeah.
And when we're talking about the effects of social media, like the fake life of a thing now is actually having a
It's
lot
a
of
thing too.
people who does not really me. Let me just talk about myself now. Whenever I'm scrolling through some platforms and maybe I start seeing videos that is making me feel we are all human beings.
Yeah.
Even if you
Yes.
try to have this self-contentment in yourself, your body will react
Definitely.
sometimes. Thanks to, especially when you see probably someone that you went to the same secondary school or university start doing better than you tend to like feel somehow immediately. I off my data, go to bed and sleep.
sleep.
I cannot kill myself because I know that whenever I wake up,
Yeah.
everything
Feel
has
lighter.
clear
You feel
exactly.
better.
So, but for some people that could not even stand it, they tend to
Yeah.
like get depressed, start thinking about their life, like maybe they're not doing better for themselves, and it leads them to doing something really really bad. Example is a case of a 14 years old boy that I saw online a few months ago, that his fellow secondary school mates, they're already using iPhone 15, 14, and all of that. He wants to do something like, and he asked his friend that, not even his friend, it's all this area senior brother like that me too, I want to be doing Yahoo to have money. And the guy was like, oh, I'll take you to this Alpha to do something for you.
Can
And
you
not
imagine?
knowing to him that the guy also wanted to do ritual. So the guy took him to the Alpha to use him. And his own mind, he wanted to just do all this charm for Yahoo to work for him. And at the end of the day, he was killed. So something like this has always happened based on the fact that he's seeing his fellow colleague doing better than himself, and he feels like, oh, me too, I need to do so that I can show off online. It's actually very very bad. So I think that's one of the major effect of social
Okay,
media.
all right, no problem. Now, just to wrap it up, when we were talking about the positive sides, you guys talked about how it has really helped with awareness and the youths and everybody. We now know what we are doing. It has made us work. But I want to talk about the government. If we are woke now, as we say, we the youths, we know what we are doing now. We have sense to know. Why is it that it is still those old people that are still ruling us up till today? Is it that we do not have one voice, or we the young people we are just coming together for the wrong cause, that we don't know what we are doing exactly? Why are we not there yet? What's happening?
We don't know what we are doing. Like that statement you made. Yes, we do. Let me say 95% of Nigerian youth do not know what they are doing.
No, I disagree.
Oh, let me just give my points. The reason why I said so. Now let's talk about last year election. I was asking, not me even asking. I saw it online, and I was asking my friends also. Did you vote? People were like, they have voters card, but we no vote. I don't have time because we fully know that even when we vote, it will not be
Nothing
counted
will
this
happen.
and that. So lot of youth do. If you see all this campaign, election campaign now, all these politicians goes to where these old people are because they know that they are the ones that will come out to vote.
Yes.
The youth come out to vote too, but they don't really have that high percentage compared to the elderly ones. And also when it comes to politics, we know we have youth in politics too, but it's not really too much like the way we have the middle age people and the
Yeah.
older people. So I feel and our youth now, we're just after making money. Let me just make the money. But when it comes to politics, we are not really too invested in
Or
it.
we are online, but are we actually
Online.
invested
God bless
physically?
you. Online during that election, somebody even posted playing football on the road during election day. They were like, me, I cannot go and vote. That's why all these people supporting Peter Obi back then, I'm very sure that 60% of them did not go out to vote, and they were supporting Peter Obi. So that's just the problem. Politician knows, they knows that you people are not serious. The only time you will just see youth coming out, maybe when it comes to protests during that NSAS, I was
Yeah.
even proud of us that time, that okay, we came out to do all of that. But aside that, when it comes to election, and let's even talk about our education system now, it's only few of us that are very me like this. Whenever I do my exam back then, and probably I did not meet up with the score I wanted
Yeah,
myself,
you feel
I
bad.
feel really, really bad. But some people, they don't even care. They just want to collect that certificate and leave. They are not after what they want to learn in that institution. So now imagine somebody that graduated from school and you do not even know what he learned. You just collected this. Is it that same person that you tell to involve in politics? Obviously, people just want to have that certificate and have the money. They don't care about what the whole country is all about. So that's
Okay.
just it to
Tolapo,
me.
what do you feel the problem is?
Jumoke, yeah, she has a point. A very solid one, because I feel, would I say we, the citizens or our leaders, which one of us are the reflection of each other? Are we the reflection of our leaders, or our leaders are the reflection of
We are the reflection
We
of
are
our
the
leaders now.
reflection,
It's not the people that we are looking up to.
we are the reflection of our leaders? Now, the thing is, you see, Nigerian wala, no be today it starts. That's why, when I hear my friends speak, my
Yeah.
colleagues, the junior ones, my age mates, even my elder brothers,
Yeah.
and, the uncles and the aunts, I feel bad. Because, you know why? We have had a very terrible form of
Government and leadership.
you know what happened was, I feel Nigeria started falling off in the 90s, because our mothers, our uncles, our aunts, they really did enjoy Nigeria.
True that.
Yes, they had all of the privileges.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time I'm a big fan of radio stations. Yeah, so I was actually listening to UFM the other day, and I had, these statistics about Nigerian youths from the 60s to the 90s. Yes. And a very good number of percentage of youths then, during the 60s and
Okay.
the 90s, a very good percentage of them were living from the age of 25 to 30. Yes, we had 84% of them living fine and,
Living
encouraging
good.
marriage.
Oh wow.
You know, someone who is not living up to the task, or would you want to think about marriage?
True.
So I think during those years, the 60s and the 90s, though we have bad and corrupt leaders, but the basic things were not as expensive as
As it
it
is
was.
now.
So our parents, our moms, our dads, they
Yes.
they didn't have the reason to call out those, because then those corrupt leaders, they still have this
They were
small
interested in
love.
education.
Fear
They
of
still
God.
have this fear of God. Shey, you understand? We are still living like it's the foreign form of
Yes.
hair.
You drop small, you do
So-
small. It's not now.
Yeah.
Waiting this Baba start for 90s. Yes, I don't want to call anyone's name. It started getting crazy from
Yeah.
there. 2025 now, according to the update that I had. Yeah, the marriage and the percentage of youths doing well from 25 to 30 years of age.
Yeah.
This is 2025, and I think the percentage has actually dropped drastically to, I think, 43%
Imagine.
from 84%. Yeah, 43%.
Ashi, dupe.
They are still trying now. Yes.
43, I will
Now,
still there, alright.
imagine another 5 years,
Ha.
10 years. Because why? The economy is not even smiling. If the basic things were really, really affordable, I'm a man now, and I mean, know my age. Here you get. So, I am telling you, if we could afford the basic things, I mean, that would not even stress us. There will not be a problem.
Crime rate
Let
would
me-
not
let
even
me
be
tell
like
you
I
this.
suppose not even get my fifth child. No, man.
Let me add something to what he said. You can't really fight for what you don't have idea about. Now, concerning what he said, that in the 60s, in the 90s, that the country was better compared
Yes.
to what we have now. Now, let me tell you something. Our professors, our literates back then, like them, Wole Soyinka, all of them,
Yeah.
back then in the 90s, we can always if you want me to mention like 5, we can always mention 5 and more. But now in this recent time of ours, to even have this professor something is so
It's Twitter
scarce.
influencers.
And also,
Joy.
and also,
You see-
see, I told someone that I'm a lover of histories. You see,
Yeah.
whenever I'm pressing my phone and I come across anything relating to history,
we know that
I
one.
will watch. I'll always watch. And there was a time I was talking to someone and the person was now like trying to tease me, asking me questions about Nigerian politics in the 60s before
That one
independence.
has smells
I
for
was
where you
mentioning
dey now.
dates. I was mentioning time. I was telling them what happened.
You have to be conversant.
It was
as an
so it was
historian.
like how
Gen Z like you know all these
exactly.
things.
It was like how I was like, these are the normal basic thing a normal Nigeria is supposed to be aware of. Just ask that when do we get our independence now? Some people will not know it.
But why should we be
ask them that-
interested?
No,
What has that done
Thank
in
you
our
very
life?
much.
Now?
Let
How has that helped
Let me
us?
tell you why you need to be interested. See, to solve a problem, you need to know the roots. There's some basic thing. It's just like we being a Christian and a Muslim now. You need to know the normal prayer to say when you wake up in the morning and when you want to sleep. But if you don't know the prayer to say, and when something now a bigger problem comes and you don't even know the basic thing
How do you
to
tackle
use to
it?
tackle it,
That
it won't
is-
work for you.
yeah.
Now, there was a time they scraped history out of the syllabus in school.
true.
I really do not support it, but there are some people coming out and say, what
What has
have
it
to-
even
what has it
done?"
to-" But it is not. It is just so. I feel like if something like this is being taught in schools, there are some people that they have. I got this passion of loving history while I was in school. That was because my history teacher, teach us all of these things, tell us stories about what was happening then. And I got my interest for, and since then I've been following it up. And I know that there are thousands of students out there too that will love something like that. And as it is, if something like this if we youth, if we are like able to, study more, get to know things more, try to join politics at young age, it will work for us. Because if we do not do something like this country will still keep on being like that. Example is the former chief judge in Nigeria. When he retired, like that day that he's supposed to leave the office, he represents himself, he replaced himself with his son. And that one just graduated school, no experience, nothing. He replaced himself with that son, with that high position. And you know that to be chief judge in Nigeria is
not
very, very
this
hard.
now.
It's years of study and experience. But you play somebody with somebody that just came out from school. And now we're not going to talk about it. People just talk about it online, say things and that's it. But imagine we knowing what we are doing as a youth. You will see a lot of people that will stand up during this during our formal 60s. I'm not there, but then according to the history we had then, when them Wole Soyinka and co, whenever something happened, they write novel, they write things to criticize
Chimamanda.
the
Thank you.
government.
Rest of them.
But now, if you even want to read story now online, it is always about sexuality. It is always about, it's just so crazy for you to see novels that does not involve sexuality now. It is just so rare because they know that this is what we want. This is what we want to see. Nobody wants to study on something serious. Even if you check on TikTok, everybody's just making content that will make you laugh. If you see content that is very educative now, you see low views, low engagement. But just see something crazy, something that will make you laugh, somebody shaking bumbo, you see high engagement. So that's why I said youth, we are not just so serious.
So are we
Distractions.
our own problem? Are we our problem?
We are a problem. Yeah, that's a fact. Because you see the academics and this information of the things she has been saying. I
Yes.
feel like I said the other time, it has been affected,
Right from the grassroots.
from the grassroots, because our parents, I'll always still emphasize on them because they are the actual roots of our problems, because they lack information. Yes, because probably maybe they felt they are in a living your comfort, zone, and they felt things where our grandpas, our dads, they are
Yes.
getting married to 4-5 wives
Yes,
now.
now.
Then you understand. So they really did not drive, for information. Yes, whatever they publish, the government then, the corrupt government then, we are behind all of these news media agencies.
Yes.
Whatever they publish on the
take it
newspaper,
like that.
it is what they take. So it kept, getting, really, really bad as time, goes on until now. Yes, that's why you see some students, they really don't fancy school.
Yes.
They don't fancy
School as
school
scam.
anymore because that school is not a scam, but Nigeria made it look like it's
True.
really, a scam. Nepotism, like she said the other time. There are some students there, they know after their graduation.
You come outside, where is even the job in the first place?
And we have some, like, they know what they are doing in school. They don't know what they are doing in school.
job, they
The
wait for
office
them,
they are walking into is already.
The seat is
Prepared.
getting chilled.
So it's a whole of problem to solve. You get the most unfortunate part is the ones that are learned now, the ones that are very strong in their academics field now. They are now working for this men in their cabal, the intelligent, the wise, the brilliant youths now. They are working for all of these corrupt men. They use their initiative, they use their ideas to steal for them instead of, helping the mass with their voices and all. She was talking about Wale Soyinka and all of those people. She understands what they experienced to them.
Yeah.
I know be then kid and all those Kensara
Yes,
all
now.
this Ghanaian family
Yeah.
because those ones really stood up, for the mass. You get, but it's just a crazy, world in Nigeria because the government, takes charge of every sector. So there is no opportunity for us to. They have incited that fear as well. Right from the beginning. So it was even courageous enough in 2020 when my mom or my dad wants to start, talking, and I'll be like, Gila Inche, did you do what we did in 2020?
Ah, no, the force was crazy.
At the end of the day, they still, hijacked
The old thing.
the protest.
Just by
But
everything.
we were happy and glad
least we
that
had
at
a
least
voice.
we fought for something.
Yes.
Though the police brutality and all of this still going on, but it has
But it's
reduced
not as much as it used to be.
drastically. And fortunately also for us, we could eradicate all of the SARS or whatever nonsense, group of security they call
Yeah.
themselves. So at least we could be able to achieve at least one thing. So I feel the next protest that might happen, it's not even in the Gen Z era anymore. It's not even in the millennial era
Gen
anymore.
Alpha.
Because Gen Z said, no be Gen Z anymore. Yes. Gen Z is, in our mid-20s,
Yes,
25,
now, we're giving birth to
26.
children already.
So you're an adult. You know be Gen Z again.
no longer
So
a
the
Gen
Gen Alpha, I believe the Gen Alpha might have a concept,
better.
Yeah.
strategy, it's a digital world. And I feel they might not come out, physically to protest
Actually, that'd be
anymore.
better.
They might just have, this innovation of creating
Some-
ways
Yeah.
and medias to, run
Let's
this.
hope.
But I'm sorry, see El Rufai now just 65 years. How many weeks ago? So we still have another like 20 something years to fight these people.
I said-
So 20 years or 15 years to your age.
We have to get back. Guys, you know what? See, we just have to call it a wrap. It's been really beautiful, insightful, impactful having you here, Dolapo Classic.
Thank you
And
very
definitely,
much.
we are still going to do another episode with you
Definitely.
because you have a lot to share, and we are so glad. Jumoke, it was beautiful having you here. Thank you very much for your input. Always, guys, as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at AATV_Nigeria. And remember that social media is not real life. So you have to use your head. Know what is real and know what is not. Use your head because those ones that are advising you, they know what they are doing behind closed door. I remain your host, Joy Kayode. See you next time.
This is Aquamaka TV.
The pride of African entertainment.